I want to use my clamps, but it won't really slide into the gap, so I'm going to modify them just a little bit. Boom, that'll slip in there. And I don't think it's going to really compromise too much structural integrity. Way more better. You guys are just tuning in, hit that subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel. How's it going, RWS Echo Odd Rolanika? What's up, Protron 321? Hi guys. Hey, if you're just tuning in, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Literally, I'm not here to sell you guys anything. So we're out here putting Trex on this deck, and this was the old layout. It was a 2-foot on center for a 2x frame deck, and now we're salvaging what was left because it wasn't too bad. But we added some joists in the middle, so now it's 12 inches on center, which is more than enough for Trex. But it's super beefy. No reason to rebuild the whole thing. The structure was square, fairly level. I might do a little bit of tweaks underneath if it needs it when it's done, if I look across, but it's turning out good. I'm running these long because I'm gonna run a picture frame here in the middle. So I'm just gonna come through and lay down a board and then just run my saw right along it like a track saw. I'm gonna cut this whole line at once. That way everything is perfectly in line. It's hard to get all your cuts to be perfect. We're using Trex here in the Trex system hidden fasteners. These are just plastic clips that hinge onto or anchor onto the grooves and hold the Trex down. That way you're not screwing in from the top. So a little bit better looking. I don't think it does much as far as make it stronger or hold these boards down any better than screws would. It's just you don't see them. I like to, that was funny. I like to go back and tighten down the row after I put these in, because it makes it hard to put the next piece of Trex in if you tighten these down too much in this step here. So I just kind of leave them loose, and then you can come back and tighten this one down. That's fine now, because these are holding it in place. Some benefits to using Trex over wood is that it's super easy to clean. You can just pressure wash this stuff all day. So very, very easy to clean. It looks pretty good. I mean, nothing beats the look of wood. Hence why they're trying to imitate the look of a grain of wood on the Trex. They wouldn't be trying to imitate the wood look if they didn't think it would look good. I'm getting down to the bottom of this box, and I got a bunch of random stuff in here, so I'm gonna take a minute to get the clips out. But yeah, so when running this stuff, you want to run it all pretty tight. That way things are going to be square for you when you get to the other side. So there is some techniques as you go forward. And usually once I get about 2/3 of the way there, I'm gonna start measuring to the end every single row. And I want to make sure that we're square running into the wall. Because if we're not, then my final piece is going to be cut at an angle, and that's not going to look very good. So as we start getting closer to the wall, we're going to measure, and if we need to cheat the gap just a little bit one way or the other, you can get away with it. If you do it like a 32nd of an inch at a time, you can kind of cheat the gap a little bit, and then over time you can make up some, indifferences. Do I think it's worth it doing it back here? If you want to. It's a lot of extra work. But generally, if your deck is square and you keep everything fairly tight, usually if you're out, it's only within like 1/4 of an inch or something that you can make up gradually over time, and you won't really notice. So not a huge deal. And then when you get to the other side, the important thing is making sure that your boards line up over the picture frame, because you don't want to like start going and then slowly the boards get out of line either. So that's another thing you gotta look out for. Yeah, like I was saying before, I like to go back after and tighten down each row as I go, so I don't miss any. And also, you don't want to tighten these down before you put this next piece in, because it gets kind of tight and it kind of pinches down. It pinches it, and it's harder to get the next piece in. So those all pretty much hit. It's just a long piece, so it's not down there, but you know, they all went in pretty easily. I like using a clamp, especially on these longer runs, because a lot of times you're trying to get the Trex to stay on. It kind of like wants to get squirrely. So it's nice to have this to kind of hold it in place. Let me grab some more clips. What's up, Dremevel? Hello. Otto V. Gates, Stephen D. Porter. Sie sprechen Sie Deutsch? I'll probably be Stefan, if you were. If you guys are just tuning in, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel. I'm not trying to sell you guys anything. I post every day. I do a wide variety of stuff. If you go on my channel, you'll see I do everything from remodels to additions to flooring, some plumbing and electrical, everything in between. So if you guys are trying to learn something or maybe teach me something, you should check out my channel. Do tile. Do a lot of painting. But right now, as the weather has been getting good, we've been getting a lot of decks, stairs, painting, that kind of stuff. That all picks up in the spring. And then you see a lot more bathroom renovations and kitchen swap outs, you know, maybe fall, winter. Maybe we get it year round, but people like to do their outdoor projects here in the PNW when it's nice out. So, and that only comes like once a year here. So, yeah. I gotta go cut up some more boards. if you just miss one of these clips, that Trex isn't going to sit tight, and you'll feel it. You'll step on it and you'll feel a little kind of bounce. So you want to make sure that you don't miss any of the clips. Get a call back because the deck's bouncing. Whoa. Yeah, we're running these long here because we're gonna picture frame down the middle. That way we don't have any staggered joints. We're not gonna be like a single seam or anything. It'll be a single picture frame board, kind of like the ones on the perimeter, right here up the middle. So we'll cut all these in place after the fact so we can get one nice straight line. Yeah, I'm not using a Trex blade. It's it's just a dull wood blade. So it takes a minute to eat through this stuff. Trex destroys saw blades. So if you got an old blade, use your old blade or buy a Trex blade. But it doesn't really matter because that blade's gonna get wrecked too. Hello, up there. What's up, man?
Hey, we're just running decks lately.
Dude, I know. I don't know what it is. Like these people, man. Like every time I finish one deck for them, they want me to build them another one.
Guess what? There's more.
Yeah, right. What's up, Najib? How's it going, Joseph? What's up, David? What's up, Jermago? I think I said hi. How's it going, guys? We're just running some Trex here. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't. Yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, that we're doing a deck rehab here. This deck was pretty bad. All the decking on it was rotted out, but the joists were treated. So we're in good shape there. We sistered on some joists where we had to, and then we added 2x6s in the middle because this was originally a 2-foot on center deck, and you can't run Trex 2 feet on center unless you get the 2-inch to 1.5 inch thick Trex, then you can. So in order to make the Trex not sag, we added 12-inch on center 2x6s. So now it's even better than the 16 on center layout that you would typically do for Trex. Sun's finally coming out. It's kind of been off and on rain all day. Dealing with that's kind of annoying. So I got the tent set up down there. I like to come back after and tighten these down because if you tighten them too much, it's harder to get the next piece of Trex in. Been doing a lot of decks and stairs lately, and fences. It's that time of year as things start to get nice out. Everyone wants to do their outside projects. Yeah, if you guys are wondering, we're going to be cutting this in place later. So it's just, we're just running it long. Yeah, you want to make sure they're all lined up to go in before you start going. Every once in a while you'll get going and then you realize, you know, the one at the end is not inside the tab here, and then you gotta go, you kind of have to go back and redo it because it's really hard to get one in. Unless it's like on that side and, you know, you can just slide it in the end. That's different. But generally, we can't. They're not very forgiving. Hey, if you guys are just sitting in, hit the subscribe button. It really helps me grow the channel, and I would appreciate it. We do all sorts of projects here. Yeah, I'm getting ready to wrap it up here for today. This will probably be my last board I'm going to install. And then I gotta start picking up. I got other commitments. Probably won't be back on this job until Saturday. If you guys are interested in seeing it through. Maybe Friday. We'll see how the week goes. I got to scrape a house tomorrow to get ready for paint. And then hopefully Thursday we have nice weather. I got to do some staining, stain a fence. Let's see. you guys are curious about what I'm using, this is Trex, and these are the Trex hidden fastener clips that come with it. You find this product at Lowe's, or you can order it online. Find a distributor. Yeah, we're going to be cutting all this off. And then running a picture frame up the middle here. So what I'm beating with the hammer right now is going to get cut off anyway. Yeah, that happens. Just snap the screw off. So what happened is I hit a knot. So we're just gonna shift that clip over. All right, I could feel it. It was wanting to go again, so we backed off a little bit. These are stainless screws, and they're not very big. So stainless, if you guys are aware, stainless screws are great to use outside for a couple reasons. One is they're not really that corrosive, so they're going to last a long time. And because they're not corrosive, they're not going to leave streaks in your lumber. Like if you notice, like galvanized nails will leave streaks, whereas stainless won't. So they're really good in that aspect. The one drawback to stainless is it's a very soft metal. It's a lot softer than steel and other stuff. So it's not as forgiving. As long, you don't want to crank down on stainless. All right, guys. Well, that kind of wraps up for today. I just gotta start packing up now because I have another commitment to go to. But we'll be back sometime this week, hopefully, or probably early next week to finish the Trex on this deck. We also got the stairs done earlier. I can show you guys the stairs before I check out here. So these are the old stairs, and then here's the new stairs we did. We did these this morning. I don't know if any of you guys saw me on the live. We went live this morning doing these stairs. These were to replace those guys. So definitely an upgrade. And then yeah, now we got this big ass deck to finish. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. It means a lot, helps me grow the channel. I'm not going to ask you guys for anything, and other than that, obviously, my content's free. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'll see you guys on the next one.